Hi everyone, welcome to the Celebrity Diaries. Tammi Terrell was brought into the world on April 29, 1945, in the dynamic city of Philadelphia. Her folks, Jenny, and, what's more, Thomas Montgomery played particular jobs. Locally, Jenny, a gifted entertainer, graced the stage with her presence, while Thomas flourished as a hair salon proprietor and neighborhood legislator. Anyway, underneath the surface of their appearing to be conventional lives, there was a secret battle. Tammi Terrell, the oldest of two kin, was at first expected to satisfy the job of a child. Her sister uncovered in a narrative called Uncelebrated that their folks had expected a kid and wanted to name the kid after their dad. Yet when Tammi entered the world, her folks made a quick choice, giving her the name the Cena, tenderly abbreviated her the name the Cinna, tenderly abbreviated to Tommy. Unfortunately, Tammy's life took a wrecking turn at the delicate underage of 11 on a conventional night. As she made her way home, she experienced a nerve-wracking experience that would everlastingly adjust her character. Three more seasoned young men oppressed her to a severe attack, both truly what's more. Physically, the horrendous occurrence left Tammi broke and removed as the dynamic energy that once characterized her scattered away from plain view, while she shone colossal valiance by distinguishing her. Assailants to the specialists, the wheels of equity appeared to turn in favor of quiet and mystery, leaving her without the conclusion and backing she frantically required. The permanent imprint left by this deplorable demonstration of brutality against a kid couldn't possibly be more significant. At such a youthful age, Tammi was pushed into a prologue to a consecrated demonstration that ought to have been consensual, adoring, and prized. Rather, she persevered unfathomable torment and fierceness at the hands of more seasoned, more grounded young men, lamentably the 1950s, during which this misfortune unfurled, coming up short on assets and understanding important to address the feeling and mental requirements of misuse casualties. With her mom fighting mental sickness, Tammi had to bear her trouble quietly, endeavoring to recuperate the profound injuries incurred upon her by the hardness of others. After her awful experience, something striking happened. Tammi Terrell reappeared as a completely changed individual, challenging the assumptions for people around her instead of holding on to hatred towards men as one would expect. She displayed a significant love, what's more, support for them in spite of the conviction that she would become removed, discouraged, and tormented by low confidence. She radiated an extraordinary extroversion emanating essentialness and get up and go close by these progressions. She moreover set out on a way of wantonness, in an endeavor to reveal insight into the association between misuse casualties and indiscriminate conduct that apparently repeats their injuries. We looked for the experiences of a few therapists. Their clarifications shed a significant light with regards to this issue, influencing our comprehension. It created the impression that casualties might take part in wanton conduct as a protection component, a method of recovering command over their bodies. By taking on this approach, they accept that on the off chance that they expect control, they can forestall further damage or interruption. There's a troubling idea that their worth lies exclusively in their sexuality, driving them to offer themselves as items as they see this to be the impression of others in spite of the personal disturbance. She experienced Tammi Terrell showed in steadfast assurance to confront the yet again world during this period anyway. She wound up tormented by serious migraines. These hardships were excused as genetic and considered a typical event inside her loved ones. By and by, resolute by these actual difficulties, she hurled herself into ability contests with perfect excitement in a wonderful accomplishment. She arisen successful in an ability challenge held at Philadelphia's regarded year-old theater. This filled in as a demonstration of her abilities to prosper. Furthermore, strong solidified her purpose to seek after a vocation in the realm of diversion. At 11 years old, Tammi gone, with a huge choice that stamped her, proceeded with mission for self-character, roused by the signature tune of the film Tammy and the Unhitched Male. She decided to adjust her name to Tammi. This act should have been visible as a purposeful step towards reducing most, if not all, connection with the remainders of her bio. And an emblematic break from the young lady who got through unfathomable torment. 4 years after the fact, her persistent hard work and faithful steadiness paid off when she grabbed the eye of the amazing Luther Dixon, who marked her to an auxiliary of staff records under the name Tammy Montgomery. She recorded the sincere polling form in the event that you see Bill and did demos for the Shirelle in 1961. Tammi Terrell moved forward in her melodic profession by establishing a bunch called the Shears anyway. Why their excursion together was stopped toward the finish of 1962 as various struggles prompted Terrell's excusal from the mark. The Shears, the not entirely settled, to proceed with their melodic pursuits, chose to continue without her. Courageous by this misfortune, Terrell proceeded, and in 1963 recorded the piercing track I Cried, delivered under Brown's Trier Records. This melody denoted a defining moment for Terrell as it became her most memorable single to graph. It came to number 99 on the regarded announcement Hot 100, flagging the appearance of a rising star. Thusly, Terrell endorsed with Checker Records and teamed up with Jimmy R. Precipice on a two-part harmony title, In the Event That I Would Wed You, delivered by B.D. Consumes. The tune, co-composed by Terrell herself, tragically didn't accomplish the wanted achievement. Confronted with this misfortune, Terrell went with the choice to semi-resign from the music business during this period. She went with a surprising decision to seek after advanced education at the College of Pennsylvania, signing up for a PRED program. Terrell committed herself to her examinations for a considerable length of time, sustaining her scholarly interest and extending her skylines anyway. Destiny had different plans in store for Tammi Terrell. Jerry Stewart, a noticeable artist, welcomed her to join him for a progression of club exhibitions, perceiving her ability and energy. The head servant made courses of action to guarantee that Terrell could proceed with her studies while seeking after her melodic desires, enlivened by this help. Terrell left on a visiting excursion close by the head servant, enamoring crowds with her deep voice and attractive stage presence. It was during an execution at the 20,000 Club in Detroit in April 1965 that her way converged with that of Berry Gordy, the visionary president of Motown Records, intrigued by Dell's certain ability. Berry Gordy burned through no time in offering her a record bargain on her 20th birthday celebration. April 29, 1965, Terrell enthusiastically marked with Motown, denoting a critical second in her vocation around the same time. In the midst of her expanding music vocation, Tammi Terrell ended up momentarily connected with Ernie Terrell, an unmistakable heavyweight fighter who turned out to be the sibling of Gene Terrell, a future individual from the prestigious Moan Super Gathering. The Supremes introduced a charming association for Tammi. Truth be told, she even embraced his last name, Terrell, as a more helpful stage name. This commitment denoted an individual achievement for Tammi, entwining her existence with that of a noticeable addition to the games world during this significant year. Tammi Terrell made her marked debut with the single I Can't Completely Accept That You Love Me. This piercing track resounded with crowds and quickly climbed the positions, turning into Terrell's most memorable top 40 R&B hit. Her prosperity went on with the arrival of Come On and See Me, which trailed behind these accomplishments and hardened Terrell's position as a rising star in the music industry, catching the hearts of audience members with her dazzling vocals. What's more, personal exhibitions in 1966, Tammi Terrell showed her noteworthy once more ability, again recording 2 future works of art that would stand the long-term trial. The first was Stevie Miracle's sincere creation, All I Do Is Ponder You, which exhibited Terrell's capacity to convey profound feelings through her deep voice. The second was the Isley Siblings' notorious track, This Old Heart of Dig Is Powerless for You, further cementing Terrell's standing as a flexible and achieved craftsman during this period. Tammi Terrell joined the Motortown Survey as an initial demonstration for the celebrated temperatures. It was here that she experienced David Ruffin, the lead vocalist of The Enticements, was encountering the zenith of his prosperity with The Gathering. The science among Tammi and David ignited a torrid sentiment, and in 1966, Ruffin shocked Terrell with a marriage proposition, a declaration she made on stage during one of their joint appearances anyway. What followed was a troubling disclosure for Terrell. She found that Ruffin was at that point hitched with a spouse, 3 youngsters, and 1 more young lady companion in Detroit. This stunning disclosure, combined with Ruffin's battles with illicit drug use, prompted turbulent and vicious contentions between the two. Shell, addressing Dark Magazine in 1969, communicated her conviction that the personal unrest she experienced during the relationship was a contributing component to the serious migraines she started to experience, the ill effects of following their contentions. This disclosure offers a brief look into the significant effect of their turbulent sentiment on Terrell's close-to-home prosperity in 1967. Thanks for watching this video.